We should be good to go.
All right, Chris, thanks for setting up the recording and the dial-in number for the weekly stand-up call. It's 2014, September 25th, I think, Thursday, and I've just landed back in Seattle, and I'm headed to the build party directly from the airport. Oh, and Michael Wolchek was able to join. Fantastic. Gosh, so stand-up format. The last week, I've been able to order parking brick cables and the adapter piece. It's like a little aluminum triangle. I think it's aluminum. It's still in the mail. That takes a single parking brake cable from the parking brake lever, and then attaches the two parking brake cables that branch out to each of the rear parking brake calipers, and a few other assorted pieces from that. So we're identified 2 build parties ago that we would want to test with. I then researched where to get an inexpensive Honda R18 engine, manual transmission, engine wiring harness, and engine control unit, and gauge cluster, and dashboard wiring harness. And I gotta say, I didn't have the best luck. It looks like almost all the used parts, which I prefer for prototyping, when we're not sure if it's what we want to use long term, all the used parts, there's far and away more automatic transmission parts. So I'm having a hard time finding inexpensive used parts for 2006 to 2011 Honda Civics from Craigslist or eBay. But hopefully that'll come up if I just am patient and keep looking. But I really want to order those last week as well. I then participated in an outreach session with a not Workshops for Warriors, but it's another United States veterans group where they might be interested in participating in WIKISPEED build parties as a group in order to reestablish confidence and give new skill to veterans, disabled and non, in that case, United States veterans. Then I had a talk with Nicholas, I don't recall his last name, in England. He's an interested enthusiast who is trying to put us in touch with the creator of the Sparrow 3-wheel electric car, which actually I think is a pretty cool little runabout. And apparently that guy, Bob, in England, the creator of the Sparrow electric car, is pretty pumped about modularity and producing a modular version, essentially with WIKISPEED modules, but with some of his drivetrain components maybe, in the United States. So I had a preliminary phone call about that for planning. I did more CAD of the car, and I worked with Milo very briefly in the Linwood shop on preparing the hood mold and running an experiment to know what type of release agents we'd want to try for the next carbon fiber hood being produced there. Then I received an update from the Renton joint venture factory that we've successfully moved into our new space there, which is far more luxurious and capable where we were in the main bay. I'm pretty excited to see that space now that I've flown back in from Tucson, and hopefully I'll have a chance to see it this Sunday. I know there's more stuff I did. That's what I can remember off the top of my head. Hopefully I'll be able to add it in during the demo video tonight in the build party. In the coming week, I hope to see a carbon fiber hood pulled by working with the team tonight from the mold that was made. I hope to buff out epoxy blemishes from the hood we sourced to take that mold, in case from an Acura NSX, and then also from one of the headlight covers, which we used to test which release agents we'd want to use. I hope to get that done. I hope to install a steering column again in car number 6, and if the weather still holds up, push car number 6 around the parking area to test its increments, verify neither wheel is dragging under various turn angles. And if that works, we'll machine more permanent, a little bit less adjustable, but a little bit more robust tie rod adapters that are part of the front suspension. And there's another thing. Gosh, with the rain coming in, I'll check some of the molds we have stored outside. They're secure from the elements. Get that done. And I hope to work on brake line routing on car number 6 before it's shipped to Germany just in, I think, 10 days, where the build party and then the Nuremberg team work there. Blocking issues. I still haven't performed suspension tests on V30.10 of the modular suspension, so I don't have full confidence shipping it to Germany for the race team to use. It seems great rolling around our shop area, but I feel pretty bad sending the suspension to Germany only for them to say, oh, you know what, this really isn't going to do what we needed to do on the Nürburgring, on the Nordschleife. So I hope to do some type of suspension testing between now and in the next 10 days, but I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do. We haven't built a test fixture yet. I mean, we can lift it up and drop it and do some basic drop testing, and we should do at least that. But I do have a block in that I don't have a suspension test fixture or an excellent plan to test that in a more robust way. Also, I'm not able to test the seatbelt mount pull-out strengths from our new composite interior tub. I guess I could get a pull dynamometer like you would put on a crane to weigh something suspended and then attach it to one of our jacks, but I don't know what I would anchor that into to provide the requisite amount of force to tug on the seatbelt mounts until they fail. And if we do that, then we also have then crushed one of our interior tubs, but that might be what we have to do in order to validate it. Or I guess we could create composite test coupons. But anyway, I have a block there that I don't yet have a test plan for the seatbelt mount pull-out strengths for the composite interior tub, and I need to. And gosh, time is now finally the essence, probably the next 10 days. I'm not aware of any other blocking issues, but if anyone has advice getting epoxy drops and drips off of aluminum, painted aluminum in this case, I'd be all for it. The aluminum's been painted and waxed, so I'm hoping that just with like a power buffer, it'll come loose, but I'm absolutely open to any and all suggestions. And I think that's all I've got. Who would like to go next?
I'll go. Let's see. So, last week I read some about EduScrum, and read through about 2/3 of the EduScrum guide in the past couple of days. I also put together a rough draft of the WIKISPEED curriculum for the mechanical CAD module for this TCC Innovation Forum. I've broken it down into more of a framework where the individual modules are not of the lesson plans are not required in order to work together, so that they can pick and choose what they want. I actually can share that. It's in rough draft form, so I have not uploaded it just yet, but I do have. Basically, just breaking it down.
Chris, your screen is all black.
Uh-oh. Well, that's no good.
Your screen is all black, so I hear your voice, but I don't get to see your smiling face or any shared screen you might be doing.
Is that better? Does that?
Sadly, no. It is perfectly black.
Okay.
No, it's a very handsome, staid, manly black.
I can see the screen share.
Okay. Okay, I think that may be a bandwidth
issue.
Okay.
Maybe it's just on my end. All right, please continue.
Okay.
I'll catch it during the recording if I can.
Okay. So basically, how I'm breaking this down now is into, I have it listed as different lessons. They'll probably really be sprints. I've broken it down into, since a normal semester is 16 weeks, to about 12 weeks for testing and lectures and things like that. Those are complete approximations. They're not laid in stone, so that the actual teams who will be working on it or the teachers can really break it down. But I ended up including the estimated amounts of time so I can plan how much I think could actually be done in any given semester. And then it basically just goes through starting with the simplest thing, which would be like the individual chassis pieces, and then going from there, and then getting into some of the assemblies, and then hopefully by the end of a class to actually in CAD to be able to assemble a full vehicle minus maybe the aero shell. And other than that, let's see. So what else did I write down here? Oh, and I did want to show you all this. I created a card in character for this, if it'll come up properly, which it doesn't look like it is. And the only thing is I color coded it. I don't know why it's small like that. Okay. Um, in order to keep it tied to the Tarrant County Innovation Forum, I color coded both of the cards. So in the upper right hand corner, you'll notice that there's a little yellow triangle there, and then the card that associates to developing the actual curriculum has a little yellow triangle as well. And I actually on the card for the curriculum I attached the EduScrum guide if anyone is interested in that. And that should be it for my screen share. So for next week, really the only plan is to continue working on the WIKISPEED curriculum. And the only block I had actually is not related to that. It's I was hoping Lauren would be on the call. I just had a quick question for him about how he shared a Google Hangout through the calendar. I think I know how to do it, but I figured he would be able to answer my question quickly because for future sprints, I would like to actually share that as a calendar event as opposed to copying and pasting as I have been. Which, because we're using a regular Google Hangout now, we should have the advantage of being able to use that. And that should be it for me.
Does that leave me? Can anyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. This week, on the WIKISPEED front, I worked on connecting the accelerator to the NetGain controller, the DC motor controller, and I'm having trouble. I thought that the accelerator pedal that Joe had shipped me was defective, so I went and got another one, and it's doing the exact same thing, so I have further troubleshooting to do. I found what I believe is going to be a possible part for the bolt together axle. It's actually a stock part off of a Chev 3/4 ton. It looks to be a fairly light part. I just don't know how. I like the bolt together version or the bolt together plates. They're nice and flat and they're quite large, but I don't know how to connect that to the Honda axles. So I'll probably post some pictures and maybe someone can take a look at them on a auto parts site and see if there's a possibility of using them. And that's about it for the WIKISPEED stuff. I posted a couple of videos, one that Milo asked for, which was an update, and then an update from June that I hadn't gotten around to posting. The Mazda is the electric motor and transmission are back in. The axles aren't in yet, so I'm making progress there, and hopefully it'll happen sooner than later, and I can get back to working mostly on WIKISPEED projects. I'm sorry, guys, I forgot the format. What's next?
Any blocking issues?
Right, blocking issues.
Well, it's what you did, and then anything you hope to do soon, but you touched on some of that. And then after anything you hope to do during the next week, there would be any blocking issues.
Yeah, blocking issues. I don't believe I have any. Are we done, or do we go on?
Like there's one. It sounds like there's one, which is seeing if those Chevy 3/4 ton components can connect to the axles well, and if so, how. But hopefully we can undo that. Yeah, if I'm able to see photos or a drawing, I might or I'd be happy to try. So I'll be interested, and I bet other people will too, in helping you unblock that.
if you want to say it, block on the Honda Accelerator developed to work with a netgain controller. I've been blocked on that one for a while and trying to get parts that will from suppliers that actually respond to email. It's tougher than that. And I guess that's it for me.
Appreciate it, Mike. Thanks. Next up would be retrospective. I'll say I feel that my ability to engage with the team is quite high, but maybe it could be even better. I wish Kirika was even better mobile, although I've heard it. I saw an update last week that it's gotten even better, so I'll be interested in trying to get Kirika from my phone today and my PC. But right now I'll say I'm a 7 in retrospective, and the reason why is I actually wasn't able to easily bring up the backlog while I was traveling. Then for the team, I'd say absolutely a glowing and positive 8. It's exciting to see how much Milo is getting done in the shop, and it's exciting to know that the joint venture factory continues to make progress, and it's good to be in touch with more folks in Europe and hear the work they're doing. But what would make me even happier next sprint is if I were able to put either the suspension or the parking brake bugs to bed. They both have had potential solutions for some time. I'd like to complete validating at least one of those and mark them as done, and shipped and surpassed, and then start working on something more, something else like the DOT windshield and wipers or something like that with Rob Morbacher. That's for me. Who would like to go next?
I'll go. So I'm going to say probably a 9 for me. Actually finally making some pretty good progress rather, on the TCC Innovation Forum stuff, which I was kind of hung up on for a while. So I feel good about that. I'm going to go 9 for the team. I think actually there's been a little more discussion in the forum this week, so that's good. And I think what would or my process improvements actually along the same lines as yours, Joe. Just wanting to see the team focusing more on squashing some of the bugs to get them out of the way to get closer to getting the C3 production ready.
Okay, I'm going to give myself a 6. I'm not getting stuff done nearly as quickly as I want to be done. The team, I'm gonna go 8, 8.5. There's stuff getting done, and it's good to see it getting done. But I will agree that it would be nice if we could make progress on the deficiencies. Is there actually a schedule for the C3 coming out? Because that did come up on info at WIKISPEED, and I didn't really know the answer to that. Hopefully I answered it in a relatively okay manner. But anyway, that's it for me.
Fantastic, folks. That wraps us all up. That's everything we need to do to stay in touch with this team and keep it propelled through the next week. But also there's a question right at the end of your retrospective, Michael. The backlog to delivery of C3s is the first epic in it is bug-free. The first epic in that backlog is removing the current bugs we know about, because we wouldn't want to mass produce in volume known bugs. Then from there, we would see what changes we would want to make in addition to having that no known bug platform. So there's no date on that because we don't know. We're not sure how long it'll take to resolve the bugs. It's the third house down on the left. Thanks. So that's the answer is there's a backlog, and we can show a trend towards completing the bug list. Once the bug list is done, I fully expect the team will compose backlog updates of what they would want in the C3, so that it's the car that they would be proud to drive to work every day and commute in. Then aside from that, it's open Q&A, but I actually need to jump. I just got to my home, and I need to rush and put shop clothes on and get to the shop. But It's great talking to you guys. Anything last minute before I go? Okay, full on success. See everybody through email or call or text if you need something, or Google Hangout me.
Thanks, Joe.
So, Chris, is there anything you want to talk about?
I don't think I have anything else this week, so I guess we can go ahead and wrap it up.
Wow, I think that's a record.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, we'll talk to you next week.
All right. Bye, Michael.
Bye-bye.